Last time, I finished optimizing the dungeon rendering code and replaced the test dungeon with the first real locations for The Dungeon Under My House, my second freshly squeezed entertainment project. If you've been following along, you know that The Dungeon Under My House will be a non-violent, first-person dungeon crawler, and as a freshly squeezed entertainment project, it will be a polished, playable prototype that provides a complete entertainment experience. It will be freely available for desktop computers as well as mobile devices, with no ads, no in-app purchases, and no personal data tracking. Hello and welcome. My name is Gianfranco Berardi. My pronouns are he, him, his, and I encourage curiosity and support creativity through my solo indie game development studio, GB Games LLC. I'm really happy that you're here to join me on this indie game development journey. In this week's freshly squeezed progress report, you can see the link in the companion blog post in the description, I had the game react to the player attempting to enter into a pitch black area of the dungeon, and then set out to create the features needed for the player to overcome that obstacle. This is going to be a short report. The week started out great. Before, if you attempted to enter into the darkness of the dungeon, nothing stopped you, but now the game throws up a script that tells you that you can't proceed. It hints at what is to come, which is that the player can grab a flashlight and return to light the way through the darkness, which you can't do yet, so I needed an inventory system which was seemingly straightforward to implement. There's a lot of nuance here in terms of game design choices, but to start with, I just needed a way to add items to an arbitrary number of item slots. But I ran into a snag. The end of the week had me investigating a bug I introduced that was manifesting as either inventories not working as expected, or with my computer's memory filling up and slowing my system to a crawl. In the end, thanks to my unit tests, copious use of logging, and especially the use of the awesome memory debugging tool Valgrind, I found out that it was all due to me not declaring inventory's member variables in the correct order. For the code-minded among you, there's this vector that was getting initialized before the integer that defines its maximum size. If I move this line of code down below, then the integer in the vector will get initialized correctly, and I won't get bizarre undefined behavior, like filling up all the memory on my system. As a very part-time indie game developer, losing a couple of precious hours due to a silly self-created programming defect is frustrating. Never code tired. Anyway, I expect I'll be able to add the ability to inspect the inventory of party members, as well as find items in other parts of the game, such as the bedroom where the flashlight will be. And once the player can acquire a flashlight, being able to light the way in the darkest areas of the dungeon comes next. Thanks for watching. Stay curious. Now, if you want to learn when I release The Dungeon Under My House, or about future freshly squeezed entertainment games that I'm creating, then sign up for the GB Games Curiosities newsletter, and download full-color player's guides to my existing and future games for free. Again, check the links in the description.